Aloha. Welcome to the podcast again. We're trying a little bit of a different angle. Thought this would be a bit more casual. We wanted it to seem a bit more like conversation-y instead of like more like a
Like an interview,
show or something. Today we are going to be talking about just like booster packs and not so much booster packs, but like treatments, like different arts and stuff like that. And
like
I guess
foils.
the booster pack like experience, shall we say? So I thought that would be a fun one. I did make a video on this, like talk about all the different Final Fantasy treatments, which kind of inspired me to do this podcast. And also, like I feel like we've spoke about it in like normal conversation.
I think the inspiration comes from like a cousin buying the Pokemon packs and stuff.
Yeah. That's definitely been a lot of talk, like just like the comparison with other card games and stuff like that. So yeah, it definitely got me thinking. So yeah. I like the fact that Magic the Gathering has like these different treatments in their cards and stuff like that. Like that it is cool, like 100%. However, what I miss with other games like Yu-Gi-Oh or Vanguard, like when you're opening the boosters, it's quite easy. It's very simplified. Like okay, this card is rather, whatever rarity.
And like rare, super rare.
It's quite easy to track because that card is only coming in that rarity. For example, like if I pull, say, a Maiden of Trail and Rose, I know that's a triple R. Or if I pull this card, that's a double R. And if this card is rare, and it's quite easy to know, okay, this is, and then you own the only other variation you had was like SP in Vanguard, which is the same art but just a different foil treatment, but it was exactly the same. So it was easy to track. There's only like 4 different rarities, and every card had one version apart from SPs, and even then the art was the same. Whereas I find with Magic, when I'm opening it, it's just so much to keep track of, like all these different treatments and stuff like that. And in my opinion, as much as I love the fact that Magic the Gathering has lots of different treatments, I would say it goes too far in one way where it becomes harder to track. And also, if like I was watching a Ristic Study documentary, and it was his foil treatments video. Brilliant. If you haven't seen it, highly recommend watching Ristic Study videos. Like if you want to really get into the nitty-gritty stuff with Magic, like he makes the most amazing documentaries. Even if you're not like a Magic the Gathering fan, there's people that watch his videos. And he, in this video, his quote was fantastic. He basically said, "If everything is special, then nothing is special." You know,
I like that.
And with I feel like that is what Magic is. When I'm opening it, it's just like, oh, you've got this, but then you've got a foil version, but then you've also got extended art, but then you have foil extended art, and then you can also get this different variation, whatever you want to call it, where it's different art. And then there's this whole other one, like with Final Fantasy, they had like you got Sephiroth, and he's got a normal art, an extended art, a Final Fantasy artist card where the art is designed by a Final Fantasy artist, not a Magic the Gathering artist. But then they had the character cards where it's the character in a different pose, but then they've got like the Roman numerals of the game that they're from behind them. And then you can get that in Surge foil as well. And it's like, there's like 10 different versions of this one card. Like, and if you've got that for a whole load of cards in a set, how...
I have to sit there and research every time you open something. Because I will say,
exactly.
the more you're saying it, the more I'm thinking, it is annoying that I have to constantly like ask you, like, should I be excited about what I pulled? Because I'm not sure.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah, whereas Vanguard, I do know what you mean. Like when I had those 3 booster boxes, I was like, oh, I got an SP, and like I knew to be excited.
Yes.
Yeah, you just see the little initial in the background.
Exactly. Like, and it just takes away from it, because it's like, oh, I pulled this amazing version, but I don't like the fact that, like, for example, like the full art lands, for example, right? Like full art lands are beautiful, but they're just common. So like if you get one, it's like it's not that much of a big deal, right? But let's say full art lands were like super rare, like you knew when you got one because they're so obvious when you pull one. And if that was like super, like really rare to get full art lands, suddenly that is more special, right? Because there's only just a basic land, or a full art land.
Yeah.
There's no in between. So it's just very easy to track. This is a cool.
Yeah.
This is a basic land. This is a cool land.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't even mind if they had, like, I like the fact they go through this effort to make different versions of the cards. Like that, I'm not gonna like, you know, poo-poo that and be like, no, every card should have one version. Like, for example, in Vanguard. I'm not saying that is what they should do. But then there's also a side of, you can go too far in the other way. Like, give us one old art. Like, don't give us
do like a
5
regular
different
and an
alt
alt art,
arts.
and that's it.
You know,
Yeah.
even with, like, to be honest, like, even with the extended art and the regular art, I personally, as much as I do really like the extended arts, I almost don't even think that should be a thing, because it's not different enough. But what are your thoughts on that?
So I have 2 different opinions. So in terms of pack pulling, I do miss the way it was with Vanguard and things, where it was very simple to know, okay, SP, get excited.
Yeah,
One
there was
don't
no,
get
oh, this is a
excited.
rarer version.
Yeah.
It's just, if you pull this card, that's it. This is a good pull. If you pull this card, this is a common. It's not like, oh, I pulled this,
Yeah.
but this is a rare version of it, so it is good and it is exciting. And
Yeah,
there's
it
none
makes
of that.
it too, because you don't want to use your brain power when you just want to open your packs. Like, you don't want to sit there on your phone googling as you're opening packs. So in
Exactly.
terms of pack pulling, I think it ruins the experience, which is why I was a bit more collector boosters, because I guess it's like less to open and you don't have to sit. Because with a booster box, you want to sit there for like 20 odd packs,
Yeah.
googling
But
every
then
single card.
I'd argue with the play boosters, you don't have to do that anyway, because you know nothing
not
you're
really
really
gonna get it,
pulling
yeah.
is any value, really, let's be honest.
But here's the thing, with deck building, I really like that they do borderless and like the Dryad scales, because I really love cool art in my deck. So when I buy singles, it's exciting for me.
So you
I'm
can
like,
choose, you can pick and choose.
I can choose,
which
oh,
one.
do I want to splash like 20 quid on a borderless one?
Yeah.
So yeah, for singles, I like it. For pack pulling, it's a bit too much. So it's very much, because I just really love like nice artwork and things that you can.
So if you had like a preference, so let's say you were going to design a Magic the Gathering set, right? What different treatments would you have? How many treatments would you have for cards? Like, how would you structure it, do you think?
I do like that there is that simplicity of that anime art. You know that is crazy.
Yes, because it's
That's
so
fine.
different.
That's fine. Yeah. But I think it's tough for me. I do like the look of the borderless one. But maybe like 3.
3 different versions of card. So that would be regular, extended art, and then a special art.
Yeah.
Okay. And I feel like that is pretty normal for most
pretty...
cards in Magic sets. They don't all have 5 different treatments, but I think, like, for example, with Sephiroth, he is a, like, obviously that's a character they're trying to push, so they did more arts. But I feel like Magic the Gathering probably already has, maybe 3 different versions of a card or something. But that's not including normal and then foil.
That's what I was about to say. So they have, like, I'm trying to keep track of it, like normal, foil, borderless.
So would you have, so those 3 versions, and then would you have those normal and foil? So there'd be 6 different versions.
I just like the mechanic of, like, foil was only for the really rare cards. Like, it matched together.
Agreed.
Because at first...
Why do you have foil commons? It's so dumb to me.
It makes no sense.
I don't get it.
I could pay like 60p for a foil.
Yeah.
And at the beginning of Magic,
because it just means the foil means
nothing.
nothing. The shiny, like, if you just make everything shiny, who cares? Who cares?
Even care about it anymore.
Again, like, if you're opening Yu-Gi-Oh, or because Pokemon do this as well, they have like foil commons. It's so dumb.
I didn't
Whereas
know that.
like Yu-Gi-Oh and Vanguard, when you're opening, if you open and there's a shiny card there,
you look at this, you're like, what did I get?
Yeah, like in Yu-Gi-Oh, like super rare or higher was shiny. So super rare, you just had the art on it, and then ultra rare would be like the border and stuff like that. I'm sure you guys know. And then ultimate rare, all the attribute symbols shiny, so they just make them a bit more and more shiny. But with Magic, it's just like, Yeah, no,
Some
I
old
know. I know
Vanguard
what they look like.
SGs, yeah,
And
and they're just like gold.
it's it, as you said, it just makes it simple because you open a pack. If you get a shiny card, you know. Whereas Magic, if you don't know nothing about Magic and you open a booster and you get something shiny, your brain's like, oh, I got a shiny one. That's a special one. But the reality is, you could have just pulled like some draft chaff, like the most crap
Yeah.
card ever, and it's like, oh, but it's shiny. Who cares?
And it's all bent as well.
Yeah, well, that's a whole nother.
Yeah,
We're gonna
but
get into
we'll
that.
get
We're
into
gonna
that,
we're gonna get
yeah.
into that in a minute. But just in terms of like the foil stuff, I just think that's crazy. So
I don't.
how would you do that then?
I'm just with foils. I'm just over it now. I just wish that it was like the way it was. I liked the fact that when I open a pack, I see a foil. I'm like, okay, I know I got something good, and then
Yeah.
you have a look at it properly, and then you know what rarity you got.
Yeah.
They just need to do away with the foil treatment and save the foil treatment for like.
So
I
you
know,
said
maybe
normal,
do like
extended,
a.
and then the special art. What would you have
Yeah.
foil for?
It's tough because on top of your head you think, of course, special arts, that's the highest.
Mm-hmm.
But because it's all like bent and things with Magic, I think I would be pretty pissed if like my really expensive
So you say no
special
foil.
art. So either improve that or maybe like a nice shiny borderless. But then you know what I like though? Instead of
But
just
you've bought foil Magic cards.
yeah.
So you do like foil Magic cards.
Yeah, because
right?
sometimes it will look good
Mm-hmm.
when they've done it right, but maybe like a hint of foil, like not the whole entire card. Like
So
maybe
do you mean like the
do
art,
the picture,
just the
yeah,
picture,
yeah,
and not the whole card where they just slap the foil
yeah,
on the
and
whole
do
thing?
that on a nice borderless. I make it borderless, maybe put a bit of
Okay.
foil on there.
Okay.
That might be
Interesting.
quite nice.
Okay.
Yeah, I just really love when Tokyo Dragon Storm. I wish I pulled one the Dragon Scale.
The dragons. Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
If
the
you do
fetch
something like that
lands.
every now and
The
then,
fetch lands in the dragon
Yeah.
scale foil. Oh my goodness.
every now and then,
Well, that's a
just-
whole different conversation because then that's like foil treatments. What do you think about like just specifically?
Yeah.
So
Well, maybe do that. Maybe
What-
just have foil be for treatments.
what
That'd
do you
be
mean?
kind of cool.
So only different.
Maybe like save it for like when they want to every now and then do like a card like they do with the fetch lands,
Yeah.
holographic kind of dragon scale, like something special.
Okay.
Just make foil a bit more special.
Make foil a bit more special. So
Yeah.
are you saying you? But what about just standard foil? Do you think that should be a thing? Because even that, then, if you have different foil treatments, should you have two different foil treatments on the same card, or do you think that they should just pick one and that's the only one you get? For example, with like the Final Fantasy character cards, you can pull the Final Fantasy character card in normal, you can pull the Final Fantasy character card with foil, or you can pull that card with surge foil. So surge foil, yeah, it's I didn't bring my aggro deck with me. That's the only surge foil I have. Surge foil is what they do for Universes Beyond. So you can get like the collector booster, not the collector commander deck, so then every card in there is foil. But in the collector boosters for the Universes Beyond, you can also pull surge foils. And it's basically like a different foil variant, just like Dragon Scale.
Yeah.
But it looks sick.
that.
Like it looks very,
Yeah.
very good.
I think save the foil.
Have you
for
seen my Harrow
something-
specs? When I play you've definitely seen it. Like my Tyrannid card, that one Tyrannid card that I have in my Igor deck. If you look at it, it's Surge 4, and it's like a fancy treatment. I'll
That's
show
the
you
thing.
later.
Keep the foil for fancy situations.
When you say, what do you mean by that?
Like for special treatments, like
Okay.
the fetch lands.
So the only foil cards should be cards that are in special treatment. So
that when I see it, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So normal and extended art. Do you think they should be foil? No, you shouldn't be able to get them in foil. Just normal, extended, and then. But if you have a special art, but what if a card doesn't have special art? There's not a special art variant, or would you give every card in a set a special art variant?
No, I don't. Why does every card need to be special? I just don't understand.
Okay.
Because, like, for example, like Soul Rings are common. We still like the card. It's really cool to get it first hand, but I don't need it to be foil or anything to make it even more special. Some cards are common, just like.
But do you not like the fact that you can, if you want to bling out a deck, you can get a special Soul
There's
Ring?
such thing as too blingy.
Okay. So
There
you don't
is.
think all full blinged out
I
decks should
believe
be a
that with
thing?
just like life and like with decorating and stuff, there's such thing as too much.
Yeah,
I think.
of course. I do like the idea though that if you have your favorite deck, you can invest more money into it and fully bling it out. Like I do think that is cool.
I think
Because
it's.
I have some special soul rings in my decks, and even though it's the same card, it does feel different when you pull it.
Oh, you mean like different versions, like Tarkir?
Yeah, the different
Oh,
like
that's
different.
fine. Yeah, but that's not making it foil or anything. That's just a different art. That's fine.
Yeah, but they are foil.
Yeah, are they?
My one, like my secret lair one,
Oh, I don't
my
think I have
dog
any
one.
foil.
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I don't want it.
yeah, I mean, okay, the foil treatment is a
Yeah.
whole nother discussion. Like,
Yeah.
because I've actually looked into this because it kind of annoyed me, and I'm like, I don't understand why is it that my old Yu-Gi-Oh cards or my Vanguard cards they didn't curl.
I was about to ask that. They didn't curl.
Like,
That's not my memory playing up on
no,
me
they
right now.
didn't.
They didn't
They
curl.
don't
Yeah.
curl,
Okay.
and it's because Wizards use a different method. Like different card game companies have different methods to foil their cards. And the way Magic does it, from what I understand, I don't have like a complex
They probably have to make
understanding
it
of it.
cheaper because they want to make everything
Well,
foil.
it's a cheaper way, I think, the way they do it, and basically they just slap the foil is like a layer that's put on top of the card, and the reason the cards curl is because as the humidity changes in like the air, obviously the card is made of cardboard, so the cardboard expands, right? But the foil doesn't. So as the cardboard expands, because the foil won't expand, it pulls the card rather down or up depending on the humidity. Which is why you can
Didn't know
fix
that.
curled foils if you get those like humidity packs and you put them in like a little box, put the cards in them. It actually you can fix the curling. I've been thinking about doing that sort and so with mine
But
out.
I would rather just like they
But like,
don't.
why did they? I
They use
think
a
they
cheap
chose that because it's
method,
cheaper. I
But they
think.
chose a cheap method because they make everything foil. If they done like what we're talking about,
Yeah.
they wouldn't have to cheap out on it.
That's a good point. Would
That's
that
the
be?
thing.
Is that a thing? If because if
Yeah.
the foil less, I don't know how expensive it is to foil a card.
Mm.
But it must cost them some money. So if they're foiling less cards, they save some money,
Yeah.
and then they could
Because no
use a
other card game
better.
does it. That's the only difference.
But I think it's easier for us to say, why
Yeah.
don't you just use a different method? But I think they've got all these obviously massive factories. They've got, God knows, thousands of dollars worth of this foil thing. To completely use a different method would mean different, I don't know, machinery or whatever. And if they've got invested like tens of thousands of dollars in this, and then suddenly just go, we're going to stop using this method and use this different one. Obviously, that in itself costs so much money. Pokemon cards do it as well, though. I'm pretty sure Pokemon cards curl as well. Correct me if I'm
I
wrong.
don't
Pokemon card
have
fans,
any,
our cousin would know, but I'm pretty sure. I'm almost certain that like regular Pokemon cards, like the normal,
But
like,
these Vanguard ones that I have, they don't.
they don't curl. No,
They're fine.
and I think that is because
I mean,
like
feel
with
thinner.
cards where the foil is just like on the art, especially. Yeah, it's just different. Because I think some cards they use like almost like foil ink or something. So it's the ink that's put on the card is foil.
Yeah.
Or something.
Because the text is not foil on here. It is just like the picture.
But no, but the
And then this bit is at the bottom. So it's the bottom and the picture, but not the effect.
no, that foil goes across the whole card though. I think.
And that's SP. And then.
But like these Vanguard cards, they don't
yeah.
foil. I mean, that's not good. The podcast, so I can't see that. But yeah, but I'm not going to pretend to know fully like why it is. But I'm pretty sure when I've looked into it, it's just because that's the method they use, and it's the argument I think that's been used is people that haven't stopped buying foils. So
yeah, that is true.
people, if we're going to keep paying for it, we're voting with our wallet. We are basically saying this is fine.
Yeah.
But so what? But then what do you do then? Do you boycott foils and then stop buying foils?
That's the thing.
I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
So like,
because the thing is, I hold my hands up when you're just looking online and it's 10p more. You're like, well, it might not be.
No, but that's only 10p more if it's a card that's worthless.
Yeah,
if
I'm
it
talking
isn't,
about when it's worthless.
you're
because
talking
Magic.
double.
Yeah.
Double the price, easy,
Oh,
and I'll
yeah.
pay it. I paid.
Really?
I got my foil Igra. I was like, nope. I'm getting the fancy treatment and I'm getting it in foil. you know, and because that is a special card, and I wanted it. I wanted the whole shabam. I wanted the different art with the foil and it looks gorgeous because I want the idea of like this is the main commander and this card is special and that's why it's full. Because in my brain, coming from Yu-Gi-Oh! Vanguard, like the good cards are foil. Not every card is foil, but the good ones that mean a lot, they are foil. And I just think they should go back to that. You know, I think it's gone too far the other way of let's just make everything foil. Ridiculous. I hate it. I hate it. I do not like it.
It would be very like unspecial if just my whole deck was foils.
Yeah.
Because they're not worth anything, and I could just do that.
Yeah.
It's a bit much.
Yeah, I just think it's crazy. I think it's crazy, and I think you'd make, as you said, it would make it so much easier. Like the experience of open packs, much more simple if you just knew like, if I get an alt art, it's good. It's good because only a select amount of cards have this alt art. Like you said with the anime art, that's done perfectly, right? With Bloomborough, the only anime arts you could get were of the actual like the character cards for each race.
Yeah.
So like Mabel for mice, Zorlin for bats, Gev for lizards, so on, so on, so on. And there was a select like however many races. How many card pairs were there? 10. So 10 different anime arts that you could get.
They did Calamity Beast.
And then they did the not
they
for
did
anime
Lumra.
art.
Yeah,
but not anime art though.
Lumra.
They didn't do anime art.
Oh, was it not?
No.
I'm like, that's the thing. I just can't keep.
This is what I mean.
Yeah,
you are right.
I know they did free treatments,
They
but I
did
don't know
free
what they are.
treatments,
To be honest,
the other art that you're talking about, I think for Lumra, that had a whole different name.
I have the alt art one.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know. Like, because they had the field notes treatment, which isn't the one you've got, but that's what I've got Igra in. Do you see? It's crazy.
I don't even know what I have.
It is crazy. It's too much. Yes, it sounds dumb because of like, oh, Jack, you're complaining about having more options, but it's a legit thing that too many options can be a bad thing.
Which is why those options is fine when you're buying singles.
Yeah,
you just choose the pretty art you want.
Agreed.
So that's where
but even
I
then,
will say
you'd make my decision-making process so much simpler if you was just like, you can have this one or this one. You know?
Yeah.
Like, don't give me 5 options. You know? It's crazy.
I'm not a decisive person.
It's so... I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Because I do like that there is nice... I do like fancy art and things, and you get signed by the artist. But yeah, when it's too many, it's like, come on now.
Yeah. Like, I like what Vanguard did. Every card had one version apart from a select few special cards in a set that you could get. But I think they do like that, but they don't do what Vanguard did where they only had this one treatment for every card. I like the fact that Magic does do different treatments.
Yeah.
Just do 2.
Exactly,
do one version and then a fancier version, or not even a fancier version, but a version that is very different that is gonna appeal to certain tastes. You know, like I love the whole they take a card and do a completely different outlook on it, whether it is the anime arts or even if it's like the ones where like the cards look like paintings or whatever. Like I'm all for that. I think that's great, but don't give me the regular, then the extended, then this one that looks like it's painted, but then also this one that's animated, and then this one that's it's too much. I don't even know
what all of them are. Yeah,
it's too much.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think we're just beating a dead horse now. Yeah, I think we both agree that. I mean, it's not really a discussion. We'd all like.
Which one
Magic
would you
the Gathering
say
to
is
have
like
better
your
full
favourite?
pattern.
Like, which one do you like?
What one?
Of
What
like
do
the
you
different art styles? Because I know with me, I love borderless and anime.
mean? My favourite. So like my favourite treatment that I've ever seen.
Yeah. That you get like excited.
I'm putting out those not Surge, the Tarkir Dragonstorm, the blue lightning ones, whatever they're bloody called.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I don't know what they're called.
I don't know what they're called.
Exactly, I don't know what they're called.
I can't keep track, but I know what you mean.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments below. It will come to my head in a minute. But those treatments, oh my god, like in foil as well, and the blue lightning, incredible. Obviously, the anime arts are amazing.
Yeah.
I've only ever seen them for sale. I've never
don't
seen
have
someone actually
one.
using them. They're so bloody expensive.
Yeah.
But I'm all for that, right? Because
Yeah.
if I was to open a collector booster and I pulled out anime art, woo!
Yeah, I'll be so happy.
You
yeah.
know, so happy. There's so many cool ones, but there's definitely been ones that I'm not as much of a fan of, but yeah, I mean, I think there's loads. The field notes treatments is one of my favorite treatments on a Magic card. That's why I had to buy the Igra in it, because I love that. I love that. So I'm all for these cool treatments. Just don't give me 5. Anyway, I'm gonna stop beating that dead horse. But yeah, I mean, I didn't really speak about from what I think in terms of my favorite booster experience, but I've got to say I do think like that does hold back from opening, and I wouldn't say that Magic the Gathering has been my favorite booster opening experience. And I don't like the fact that I have to pay £20 for a booster to get a good experience. Like, I understand the logic behind collector boosters. I know that's what, and they exist, and they're Magic the Gathering's best-selling product and stuff like that. But I can't help it. I don't like the fact that I'm paying £20 for a booster pack, right?
Yeah, that's.
And then I don't like the fact that I'm opening it, and then, as you said, I have to sit there, and it's like that meme where you see all the numbers going in the background, like to work
know
out
I
whether
miss?
I've got something good.
I miss tins.
Tins?
I
Why?
do miss tins. They
Why
were one of my
though?
favourites as well.
Why do you miss tins?
I miss tins.
I know what you mean,
I
but why
miss
do you
the
miss
tins.
tins? Because what was a tin, right?
I also like the storage aspect. It's like you've got value for your money.
Yeah, you get, but bundles.
What do you mean?
Bundles. Magic the Gathering bundles. How are they different?
The bundles.
They're the same.
Oh, as in like those little. Oh yeah. But yeah, they're just like cardboard though. They're
Oh
probably.
no, they're like the Bloomborough bundle.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay. Yeah, but that's just.
do you prefer the tin?
Cardboard. Yeah. Like I'm
Okay,
tin.
tin feels
I
more
still
fancy.
have the Stardust Dragon tin.
Yeah, and
I
the
like
actual
the
card
card
that
is at the
comes in
front.
them,
Yeah.
was actually cool. Much cooler
Yeah.
than the promo
You
that
go
you
into
get
your
in the
local
bundle. Because the
Tesco
promo you
and
get in the
get
bundle is
tin.
not really that
Yeah.
exciting. So yeah, but then you got random boosters. Like, they weren't like necessarily like. Did you like that? Did you like the fact that you get a selection of different boosters?
Yeah. I was quite happy
But
with
would they be
that.
play boosters?
Yeah, just have
This
like
is the
some play
problem.
boosters.
This is the problem, right? Now you see the problem, because if they're play boosters,
Yeah,
they're boring to open.
that's true.
So what's
but
fun
I think
about it?
like when I brought a tin.
I remember opening a tin and pulling cards that I'm just like, boom, that paid for the tin. If they're all play boosters,
Yeah, that is true.
what's exciting
That's
about
probably
opening a
why
tin?
Magic doesn't
Are you
do
going to make them
it.
collector boosters?
That would make the tin
That'll make
like
the tin,
crazy
yeah,
money. That would make a
£100
tin
tin.
like 50. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
crazy.
Maybe.
Me personally, I don't like it. I don't like collector boosters, play boosters. I don't. I get it.
They could put a few like
don't
full
like
art
it.
lands. Maybe.
Full art lands.
Just like instead of packs, maybe just like a few full art lands.
In a tin.
Yeah.
So in the tin, you buy a tin, and all you get is the tin, the promo, and a few full art lands. Nah.
I don't know.
Don't put Shannon in charge of products. No one's buying that. Who's buying
cool.
that?
That's true. Yeah. I
That
was trying to
is
think of just nice
A
cards.
terrible take. No way.
I was
No
trying
way.
to feel like nice cards because obviously you can't just stick like really expensive.
No, you need some
cards in it.
boosters.
Yeah,
I
I just don't know what you would choose as exciting because, like you said, they separate it, but collector boosters
this is the
are
problem.
too much.
And this is the problem. I don't like the fact that we have play boosters, collector boosters. I get that there's the argument that we have to have it because draft is a thing in Magic and it's not a thing in Yu-Gi-Oh, Vanguard, whatever, any other games. I mean, it is in Lorcana.
Maybe
Lorcana do it.
they
If
can
you can
do-
draft Lorcana and I can still pull, what are they called? I don't know.
Oh, Enchanted?
Enchanted rares.
Yeah.
Lorcana do it.
Lorcana do it. Yeah.
Why can't Magic do it? I don't know.
Yeah.
I just think it's not really a
Maybe they can make
thing.
the tins for drafts because then you put your draft deck in the tin.
Yeah, but the tin is still not as fun to open.
Yeah.
It won't
That's
be the
probably
same as
why they
opening
don't
a
do it.
Yu-Gi-Oh
Yeah,
tin.
because the way Magic process, that's probably why they don't do it.
So,
but it is a shame because I do
the
miss
issue
that in my
is,
Yu-Gi-Oh
the way
days.
Magic does it is that the only product that is fun to open are collector boosters. That's it. Which means that the only thing that is fun to open is going to be ridiculously priced. And I think that's a bad business model, in my opinion.
Yeah, no.
So,
I agree. I was trying to like find ways to fix it, but because the way Magic has it, you can't do it.
Right, this has been going on for long enough. So final verdicts, right? For me, this is my final verdict. You get rid of collector boosters, one booster. Work it out. We can do it. We can work it out. We can still play draft, okay? And at least that way you can pull something. It makes draft even more fun, or sealed, sorry. Like, it makes that even more fun because you could pull something amazing, right? So work that out. 2, no more than 2 variations of a card. I don't want to see 5 treatments. It's too much.
Yeah.
Get only cards that should be foil are rare cards. Get rid of this. I don't want to see no card that is foil that is more than, like rare, mythic rares, say. So no commons, uncommons should be foil. I don't know about rares. I would, no. Sorry, my language. Get rid of the rares, just mythics. Only mythics should be foil. That's it. And 2 treatments for each card. That's my verdict.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I actually think that sounds good.
You agree with all of that?
Yeah. And then with the foil thing, obviously, it would be nice if, because it's cut back, they could make a better job of making the foils not bend and stuff.
Yeah, change the way you're foiling cards.
Because I'm sure that's the reason why they do it cheaply, because no other card game does it. So that must be the reason.
Apart from maybe Pokemon. I think Pokemon may do it as well.
Yeah. I don't know. I've never really opened Pokemon.
I've seen Pringle Pokemon cards. I've owned them 100%. They curl. But yeah. Okay. That was today's episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you all have a lovely rest of your day. And yeah, we'll catch you in the next one. Cheers. You never say bye.
Toodle!
Aloha!
Aloha!